Yellow. Here we are again. Hi, folks. Hope you're doing fine wherever you are. I said I'd come back today. I promised because yesterday's last video was a bit intense, and I had to do a bit of thinking. So first things first. Let me see. This one was first. I made a drawing. Yes, I hope you like it. I just went all out with, what's that called? I suppose oil pastels or something like that. I needed a bit of colour in my life, so to speak. I was a bit miserable because of all the old, drab old history and people in each other's faces, and it's all in my life, and what am I supposed to do about it? And because it doesn't really jive with me personally, I'm not myself. I'm way too lazy to go and fight somebody just for some type of principle. If I don't get along with someone, I will stay out of their way. And most times I will always try to find something positive about that person. Either they work very hard or whatever it is. There's always something you can say about most people, that kind of gives you a different perspective. You don't have to be, yeah, I'm gonna kick his ass all the time. So I was rather confused because of all the contact with my foster mom kind of brings back in real life 3D Technicolor sensation a lot of things that had been very deeply buried. So when I woke up in the middle of the night for a wee, I just I wasn't really thinking about anything. And at that moment, it was just like my head opened up and I thought, hey, actually, I am basically fighting myself. I'm not fighting them. It looks like I am fighting my parents, the situation, my grandparents, the history, blah de blah de blah de blah. But what really happened, and I could really see it very clearly at that point, was inside me are all these loyalties. And there's a conflict inside me between what I have made of those loyalties, if that makes any sense. So it isn't about them at all, not anymore. My mother's long gone, I don't see my father. This foster mum is a completely innocent woman who she's not a part of my family. She hasn't got any of these genes or any of the problems or she's got her own. But towards me, she's only been ever really, very kind, very friendly, protective, a bit. She treats me like a human being. So I realized that I was actually making myself miserable because I was fighting inside with myself, with parts of myself, or I was watching parts of myself, 3 or 4 or 5 parts. The part that resembles my father, the part that resembles my mother, the part that resembles my grandfather, and blah, 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 blah. So I felt already a lot better. And I go back to bed. I kind of just sat inside myself, really. I just pushed away all the identifications and all the thoughts and all the rest of it. And I just went for, this is what I want. My life is mine. I am at peace. I have everything I need right here to make peace between the parts of myself, because they're not the same as the people that they're trying to represent. They're my parts. So why shouldn't I? Having done quite a bit of completion work and psychological, shadow stuff and all that, I know how to, draw them a bit closer. And we just sort it out among ourselves, so to speak. So after that, I slept like a baby again. And I woke up this morning and I had a dream. I had a dream, I should say, about lots of family members. Everybody was all over the place. So I thought that was kind of funny. I don't remember what we were doing. We were just messing around. Everybody was just, everybody had some kind of agenda, probably. Anyway. So all in all, I think there's one more thing I really wanted to add to this. Yesterday, while I was feeling rather miserable and down and feeling drawn and dragged around and feeling like this little incapacitated little pawn being shoved around by everybody still, which was true when I was 4 years old, but it isn't anymore, right? So at that time, the moon, yes, there's the moon again, was actually opposite my natal Mercury position on the edge between, what is it? Capricorn and Aquarius. That's it, right there. Which is the position of the famous lunar eclipses, conjunct Mars and all the rest of it that happened at the end of July. I've done a couple of videos before this where I kind of made a little diagram and you can see that there's a grand cross where there's positions that belong to my parents, there's my position, and there's the moon and or several other planets making a kind of a little dance going around and around, and each time, every couple of weeks, lo and behold, there's another trigger. So I had almost forgotten, not quite, because I always want to just, bugger. And please, let's just have fun. Let's have color. Let's enjoy ourselves. And so I am trying to get back to normal after all this. And I've been trying to think, but it's maybe a bit early still, to, think of other types of videos to make about other subjects other than my parents. Please, yes, because enough of that. Here's the, it looks like tea, doesn't it? Or coffee, preferably. No, not that I prefer coffee. It looks more like coffee than it does look like tea. It's slightly more, it's less brown and more black than coffee is. Actually, this is the ink from the mushrooms. So can I show you this, what that looks like? It's quite transparent. I got another drawing that I'm working on. It's a lot of work because it's pen and ink work, that's one. And so it's very fine little tiny, I can just as well show you if it's not all over the place. Where is it? Here it is. Maybe you like seeing this type of thing as well. Try not to smudge. Yes, there you go. So that's as far as I got. This is like supposed to be like an interpretation of the black moon and or the lunar cycle, just like you want. And there's a siren at the bottom here. I see the reflection of my hand in the screen, and there's my real hand right there. Hi guys, so good to see you guys. So there's a siren right here. There's Lilith and or the black moon with the moon on her wrist. And there's the inner child right there, crowned king with his toys and his teddy bear. And, a couple more. There's the soul, an image or a representation of the soul who influences everything down to the ground, whether we like it or not. And, So this is what this looks like at this moment. I worked on it for, I think it was 2 sessions, or maybe 3, one doing the pencil drawing, and one doing 2 sessions, I think, of an hour each or so, doing the pen work with a really fine drawing pen and Indian ink, that is, so that's really opaque, so it gets really black, nice black sturdy line to that. And so I was thinking of doing a bit of background work in this with the actual mushroom ink. So this half circle at the back, I could fill in some parts of that with the mushroom ink. That might be quite nice. I will keep you informed. So otherwise it's a very bright sunny day. I went to the market, I got my veg and my potatoes and all the rest of it. And afterwards, I even just shoved my bag of stuff into the hallway and went straight on around the pond, which by now you know what it looks like, to, you know, have a bit of extra fresh air and stuff, because I feel like a lot is changing for me personally. I am not going to be such an easy nut to crack. For I never was, I suppose. So I've been forced into a state of obedience, you know, and that sucks, and nobody likes that. So they didn't like it. My mother hated it. So here's to willful and stubborn people who go their own way, guys. Thank you for watching, and whenever I have something new to tell you, I will be right here. Thank you. Bye-bye.